St. Petersburg, Russia's grand window to Europe, was meant to be a symbol of power, a gateway Putin believed would forever bend to his will. He thought the Baltic would always be his playground, where his fleets and jets could roam freely. He was catastrophically wrong. Today, the strategic corridors that once screamed Russian dominance, St. Petersburg, Kaliningrad, and the Gdansk line, have become ticking traps. From the deep forests of Finland to the flat plains of Poland, a geopolitical snare has snapped shut with ruthless speed. Russian jets that once played games with their transponders are now hunted in real time. Borders have turned into lethal gauntlets, and at sea, NATO is no longer playing nice. Putin's untouchable shadow fleet is being seized for the whole world to see. For Moscow, the Baltic isn't a trade route anymore. It's a cage, methodically strangling its economy, its diplomacy, and its ability to move. This surgical strangulation happened in 3 meticulously executed layers. First, NATO established air supremacy. By January 2026, the skies over the Baltic became forbidden ground for Moscow's pilots. The Su-30s and An-26s that used to fly routine intimidation missions suddenly found themselves in a high-stakes gamble. Every ghost flight with its transponder off was a perilous journey, instantly tracked by NATO's integrated defenses. The pilots flying these missions feel the suffocating pressure, knowing each sortie could be their last. Russian air power can no longer flex its muscles over the region. Next, the battle moved to the icy waters of the sea, where the infamous Shadow Fleet met its day of reckoning. On January 7, 2026, the Russian tanker Marinera Bella 1, loaded with sanctioned oil, was intercepted. The U.S. Navy, with British support, seized the vessel, even with Russian submarines lurking nearby. This wasn't just the loss of one ship. It shattered the illusion of Russia's gray zone logistics. It proved that not even the threat of nuclear deterrence could protect illicit commerce. Now, every tanker leaving St. Petersburg or Kaliningrad is a potential prize, crippling oil exports and freezing the cash flow that fuels the Kremlin's war machine. Third, and perhaps most devastatingly, Kaliningrad itself was sealed off on land. Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia transformed their borders into an impenetrable death zone. They laid down mines, erected concrete anti-tank blocks, and rolled out miles of barbed wire. Supply lines were severed, power was cut, and trains were halted, completely isolating the enclave. The domino effect of this triple air operation rippled far beyond the military. Panic spread through Kaliningrad's markets, gas stations, and banks as civilian infrastructure began to fail. Meanwhile, Russia's pivot to the east, its supposed lifeline, collapsed just as thoroughly. Under Western pressure, crucial routes through countries like Kazakhstan were blocked. Trucks carrying microchips, drones, and other vital components for Russia's military were stopped dead at the border, leaving factories to grind to a halt. The Baltic Sea, once a red line for Putin, is now a prison patrolled by NATO. The integration of Sweden and Finland, combined with Poland's assertive new defense posture, has completely erased Russia's geopolitical footprint in the region. The closure of the Russian consulate in Gdansk wasn't just symbolic. It blinded Moscow's intelligence operations and exposed its utter helplessness. Across the board, Russia's claim to great power status is crumbling. It can't control its neighbors, it can't protect its ships, and it can't fly freely in its own backyard. Cornered, Moscow's only response has been desperate threats against undersea cables. But even these were preemptively countered by a vigilant NATO. The result is a creeping panic inside the Kremlin. There is no exit by sea, land, or air. No flow of money or resources. No room left to maneuver. This is a new kind of stalemate. The Baltic is locked, the Arctic route is frozen, and the Eastern Gate is blocked. Russia, once a sprawling empire, now finds itself trapped within its own borders, hemmed in by steel and international law. For the Kremlin, 2026 is about survival, not victory. Every darkened transponder and seized tanker is a stark symbol of NATO's tightening grip. The curtain has fallen, but this time, it was the free world that locked it shut. The lesson is stark. Power is meaningless when your logistics fail. Isolation bites hard, and the world stands united against you. A new chapter has been written, proving that no matter how big the bear, a cage can always be built around it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.